You should not become a data scientist if ... In this video, I am going to discuss about 5 of the qualities or 5 of the behavioral aspects of you which will help you in having a very smooth data science career. So there are two sets of people in market. Set 1 who are having a very smooth data science career, and set 2 who are struggling in data science career. I want you to be part of set 1 where you are going to have a great career in data science. So in this video, based on my experience, I am going to give you 5 pointers that are worth evaluating, and I am also going to give you how can you develop those traits in your personality so that your data science career is amazing. Welcome to Unfold Data Science. My name is Aman and I am a data scientist. Let's start by point number 1. Now the point number 1 is how much habituated you are for reading. So let me start with an example. I am sure 50% of you would be having an app in your mobile. I'll not take the name of the app, but what that app does is it gives you news in 2 minutes or less than that. Now many of us are having that app. We get the information in 2 minutes and we are happy. But do you ever understand that is also hitting you badly? That is trying to reduce your attention span, and that is what is happening in the social media world. We are going to Facebook, Twitter, Insta, and we are quickly scrolling and our attention span is decreasing. So what is happening as a result of that is we are not in a habit of reading paragraphs, reading articles, reading papers. And one of the most important ingredient of a good data scientist is a good data scientist reads. Let us forget the research papers for a moment. Let's start from the basics. Let's start from Quora, LinkedIn, Medium towards data science. So if you want to understand about random forest, for example, you will go and search random forest in Google and it will give you 4 or 5 nice links where you can go and study. Now how much patience you have to read a article of 10 minutes? Do you have that patience? Do you have that patience of reading an Quora answer of, let's say, 5-6 minutes? If you have that, that's good. If you don't have that, you have to develop that habit. There is no other way. Now here I am talking about Quora, LinkedIn and Medium towards data science. But that's not all. You will have to also read the research papers. You will have to also read the various articles on various MIT website, all those international very good universities on their websites. There will be some very nice articles. So that is where you have to get in the habit of reading. So some of you might be having the habit of reading by reading novels from the childhood. Some of us do not have the habit of reading as we did not read so many novels in childhood. But this is one habit that you must develop if you want a good career in data science. The habit of reading. Point number 2. If you are someone who is in love with your skill set, then data science is not for you. What I mean by that? Let's take an example of a Java developer and a data scientist. Okay. So a Java developer is doing the Java development from last, let's say, 10 years. So same kind of work they are doing, everything new coming in Java, they understand that and they work on that. In data science, what happens is entire landscape changes. So previously 5-6 years back, 8 years back, there was no cloud offering for data science. I'm just taking an example. There was no data science on top of Azure, on top of Amazon, AWS. But now Azure also has a data science component, AWS also has a data science component, and we have R and Python and Julia and whatnot, right? So you must not love your skill set beyond a limit. What I mean by that is you work in 2-3 projects in Python with data science. Next project, the client data is sitting on Amazon AWS server. So you should be the one who quickly learns Amazon AWS, Redshift and whatever the machine learning components are there and start working on their data. You should be very, very flexible with your techniques, with your skill set, and you should be willing to take the new thing, learn and work on that. That is point number 2. Never attest yourself with a skill set. Never say that I am a Python with data science guy. Never say that I am a R with data science guy. You are a data scientist who can work on whatever is given in the data science landscape, tool wise you are flexible, technology wise you are flexible. So everything will be around data science, but you have to have that level of flexibility. So if you are too rigid, then data science is not for you. This is again one point to evaluate yourself. What is point number 3? Point number 3 is, if you take things very personally, this I am telling from my personal experience, then you might have tough time in data science. What I mean by that? Now, how many of you know that less than 10% of the models that you build goes in production? So what I mean to say here is, whatever models you train or build, less than 10% of that actually goes into production and are used by the end user. So you should not get, in a mode that I did so much of hard work and it's not going to the production. It happens. Sometimes what will happen is, somebody will come to you and say, I don't understand what you have done. Quite possible, right? Somebody might not be from data science background. Somebody might not understand what is p-value, what is t-stats. Somebody might not understand what is ANOVA. So it is quite possible that if you are discussing, if you are explaining your work in a forum, few people might not understand your work and they might question your ability as well. So you should not take things very personally. Everybody is doing their job, and these things might happen in a career, right? So you should take these things very, very lightly, right? The fourth thing which I want to mention here is, if you are having a very high expectation from data science, then probably you should rethink data science as a career. Expectation in terms of what? So expectation in terms of two things mainly. Number one, you will be doing very fancy work, and number two, you will be getting lot of money. Let's discuss this one by one. In terms of work, right? So whenever a company takes your interview as a data scientist, they will ask you everything in data science. Okay, they'll ask you programming languages, they will check your domain understanding, they will check your projects, they will check the fancy algorithms, LSTM, CNN, RNN, and all these things. But it happens, and I'm telling you this from experience of one of my friend. When you go in that company, it is quite possible that you might be asked to write SQL queries from morning to evening. It is quite possible that you might be working on some Excel models. These things happen. So it is not that you will not do good work, but what I am telling is, you will not always do some very high end work. I have also worked in use cases where entire thing was concentrated around SQL queries. So that kind of thing happens. This was in terms of work expectation. In terms of money expectation, it is possible that data scientists may get higher salary than their peers in other domains, but everything comes at a cost, right? So if some company is giving more than 90% of the people, then the expectation from you will also be more than 90% of the people, right? And that might create a hit on your work-life balance. That might, I'm not saying it will create, that might create a hit. Okay, that is the part of money. And everywhere it is not, this data science market is also not immune to global environment. For example, if you take the current environment, many of my friends are trying to change their jobs, but there are no openings. There are no openings in other fields also. There are no openings in data science also. So data science is not immune from global environment or other changes, right? So that is one more thing you should consider before choosing data science as your career. Now coming to the last point of this video is, data science is probably less fit for you if you hate being part of the calls and meetings and discussions. So what will happen is, most of the time there will be limited resources in projects. For example, you might be working alone in a project as a data scientist. There might be people from application side, from database side, but you might be the single resource from data science side. So what will happen is, you will be involved in many meetings. So imagine you are getting involved in 3 to 4 meetings in a day. Then at least 3 hours of a day goes in meeting itself. Now you might be wondering, when do I do the job? 3 hours of meeting. So what will happen is, they are also right from their angle. What they think is, if there are some inputs needed from data science perspective, this person will give. Obviously you should give the inputs, but at the same time it kills time as well. So in this point also, my advice would be, you should be someone who should learn how to parallelly work with a call going on, right? So when a meeting or call is going on over the phone, especially in this work from home environment, you should get into the habit of learning or working parallelly. So that is one thing again that you should take care. So these were the 5 main points that I wanted to discuss with you, which will make your data science journey smoother. If you want to create a career in data science, build a great career in data science, you evaluate yourself on these points. If you want to build something on top of these points, please go ahead and start building those habits that will really help you. I'm sure you like this video. If you have any doubts, write me in comment, and you also have to write me in comment what is the habit that you are going to build from today. I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, all of you stay safe and take care.